What's up, YouTube? It's Comic Zealot, and I do not have my lens. I do not have my stand. I'm just sitting in the car right now. But I want to do this video about therapists. So if at first your therapist doesn't succeed, find a new one. So I know the topic of whether or not to see a therapist is a tough one. And I know that a lot of people are ashamed to go to a therapist, and that should never be the case. They're professionals that are well-versed in coping skills and identifying problems. And everyone could use a therapist at some point in their life. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But I understand it because I was ashamed of it for a long, long, long time. The first therapist I went to was just a doctorate student. It was free. It was through my university, and I thought that would be a good place to start because they were, brand new to the profession. But she was way too green. She didn't know how to handle my abuse that I just had at all. Like, she didn't know what to say. Then I went to one that was very anti-medicinal, kind of didn't believe in the traditional type of healing. And it was too kumbaya for me. It just wasn't my style. Then I found another one who was just far too judgmental, condescending, shaming, it made me feel very uncomfortable. So I was about to give up, and I didn't see therapists for a long time. But then I reached kind of a crisis point, as they like to call it, where I had to do something. So I found a therapist that I did like. She did acknowledge a lot of things that I'd been dealing with that I couldn't put a label on, and I appreciated that. But she never really gave solutions. And it was kind of like I would just talk to her for an hour, and then that was just kind of it. Like, there wasn't a lot of lasting effect there. But I did care for her because I know I've had her in my life for over a year, and I did see her every week, and she did help me in some ways. But I knew that I wasn't getting all out of therapy that I could be. And I see a group therapy type of thing on Monday nights. It's a class, but it's run by therapists, so I call it group therapy, but it's, I guess, more of a class, which is where I learned things like TIP and Cope Ahead and all that. That's from them. I thought I should probably try to get into this building with this type of therapist because I'm used to this type of teaching now because I've been going to the group for about a year. So I made the switch recently, and I still go to the other therapist, by the way, but probably this week is when I'm going to have to tell her that I switched. My mom wasn't really pressuring me on that because she knows it's a hard thing for me to have to say. She's letting me do it when I'm ready. Immediately, I feel like this therapist is so much better. She's more my age. I have the rapport with her like I had because I've known her for over a year. She's the leader of the group that I go to. And she right away kind of diagnoses problems and wants to help me work through them. And that was just a part that I was missing from the other therapist. So the moral of the story here is there'll be therapists that you just don't like. Maybe they don't have the right kind of specialization. If there's something particular that you've gone through, you can find therapists out there who specialize in that. It's just, there's sites. I don't know what the sites are, but you can Google it. You can find a therapist under your insurance that deals with what you want them to be well-versed in. For me, it was important to find a therapist that had been experienced because of the first couple that I had that really seemed green and didn't, were looking in textbooks for their answers, quite literally, and I just didn't feel like they knew enough. It's just my preference. I also wanted a woman. There's nothing wrong with male therapists. It's just with my background, I couldn't have a male therapist. It's all about being proactive and being assertive and knowing what you want and requesting it, because you're not going to hurt anyone's feelings if you go to a therapist that you don't like and then you want to switch to a different one. It happens to them all the time. It's about you. It's about your healing and your progress, and it matters who you pick. It really does. If any of you out there are considering therapy or thinking maybe that your therapist isn't giving you all that you should be getting, I encourage you to try to look elsewhere and find one that fits you better, because there is someone out there that fits you better. That goes for any kind of relationship, really. I mean, even romantic ones. If you feel like you're not getting everything out of it that you need to, you move on. You don't settle. And there's no worse place to settle than when it comes to your mental health. This is kind of an unorganized mental health video. I'm not at home, and I know it seems a little bit discombobulated, but I wanted to get this message out. I just wanted to let you guys know That's very important to find a therapist that you feel comfortable with, whatever your requirements are or your preferences are. And they are out there. You just have to search for them. And it will be worth it in the end. My old therapist that I'm switching from, she was a good therapist, but once I learned about what other people experience from their therapists, I realized that I wasn't getting everything I could from her. She's an older lady who's kind of in the transition of retiring, and it's kind of obvious sometimes. I just knew that I had to make a choice for myself, and I've only seen my new therapist twice, but I think I made the right decision, and so I encourage all of you to really fight for what you want and to think about what it is that you want and find someone who meets those preferences. And if your first couple meetings you're not feeling it, don't wait for it to get better. Switch. I am a firm believer of trusting your gut instincts. And if your gut instinct tells you that this person isn't right, then switch. There's plenty of therapists out there. So that's my little spiel. That's all I got for today. If you are a new subscriber, hello and thank you. And if your subscriptions are not blocked or set to private, you will make it on my thank you for subscribers page, which is coming up at the end of an upcoming video. To all my subscribers, old and new, thank you so much for supporting me and for engaging with me. It means more to me than you will ever know. I am less than 25 subscribers away from 400. So on my 400 subscriber video, I'm going to do a Q&A. I've gotten a lot of good questions, but if you have a question for me that you want to be included on there, I will shout you out. All you have to do is do hashtag AskCZ and ask your question either in the YouTube comments or a tweet or Instagram, whatever social media platform you prefer. My video shout out for today is Cam and Jay Today. Cam and Jay Today, I love your channel. You are doing such a good job raising that young man of yours. He is so cute and sweet, and I really enjoy watching your vlogs. I hope that you post a lot more in the future. So Cam and Jay Today, you are my video shout out, and if anyone is interested in checking out her channel, I will put the link in the pinned comment below. That's it for this video, guys. Sorry it's so close to my face. And until next time, peace.